Well, good and bright, sunny morning. Apparently, this is supposed to be one of the warmest days of the year. April 16th, Thursday. Let's go. Morning, everyone. I just want to review what we've been doing so far in the last, 4 days now? Hopefully, it's been good to you so far. This is week one so far, and I don't want to take too long on this video, so let's get started. I've been touching base with you about personal life stuff. Safety first. Want to make sure that you and your family are safe and doing well, that you're in an environment that you're thriving in. Um, Talking to you if you need some technology and what I can do to support you, because that's literally what I want to do. I want to support you in this new phase. It's going to be different for the next few weeks, probably the next few months. But if you need anything, you let me know. Also wanted to know if you have space to work. I know that some of you are probably working in your bed. You wake up and you just take your laptop out or your iPads or tablets. Want to know if you have a dedicated space, a desk, a corner, somewhere on the floors, just somewhere where you say, this is my space. When you are there, you are going to be working for the couple hours. I think it's very important that you have a physical space that you can separate your personal life and your school life. I think that they shouldn't be going together, so I would avoid going in front of the TV. Well, if your space is in front of a TV, make sure that it's turned off during the time that you're allowing yourself to work. And having a time to work. Again, I highly emphasize having a time to work, saying that, you know what, at 9 o'clock, if you wanted to do it at noon, I'm starting at noon and I'm going to go till 1 o'clock. Make sure that it's a time and a space that work for school. You can't let it spill over, and I don't think it's going to be healthy. Trust me. I was doing it for over a decade, so I would know. I had two kids at the time that I was working at home, and I had to literally separate. I can't have them sort of sitting on my desk or I am feeding them at the same time as doing work. It doesn't work, because both those things, you should be dedicated 100% to whatever task you're doing. Okay, does the time work? So I've been touching base with you, many of you. Does the time work in terms of, softly stopping at 1 p.m.? Because I don't want to be checking texts or Edmodo messages after 1 p.m. Some of you have to, fight for computer time because your siblings are using it, your parents are using it. So if that is you, let me know and we can work out specific times where I can help you after the 1 o'clock time if that's necessary. But for the most part, I've heard back from 90% of you, and a rough schedule of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. is a good working time. Family versus work. How is it at home right now? Are you able to spend family time and able to separate that work time? I want to make sure that I'm honoring your schedules, because I know that some of your parents are at home, whether they're working or they're not working. I want to make sure that the work isn't too overwhelming, that it's not too difficult, that they would have to come help you. Remember that video that I just sent about the infomercial when you ask your parents about math help and they're like, ah! That's the one I want to avoid. I don't want school to be a stressor, because right now there's a lot of things that can cause stress on people's plates. So school should be the last thing. My job is to educate you in the best way that I can, and school is my priority to help you out. And I know that your parents are in a supportive role, but I want to make sure that you're not fighting with your parents regarding school. So let me help you in that. So let me know. Okay, so we've done personal life. Now, Edmodo is another thing I want you to familiarize yourself this week. So I've heard from almost all of you and not all of you yet. The reason why I'm touching base is, yeah, personal life. And also, what do we do with Edmodo? The instructions every day are going to be on there. Right now it's daily, and I want daily check-ins. After I know that I've heard back from everyone and that you know exactly what you're doing, I'm going to start moving to weekly. So the whole weekly plan will be given out on Mondays. Right now, it's daily, because I just want you to get into a routine. And what is that routine? Getting into your first steps. Doing your times table, doing those drills. Let's see if I can open that up. So first steps, just right here. And you'll be able to see the multiplication drills, typing, cursive writing. So if you click on the speed test, you're able to choose any, like do the 1 times table because that's where you're at, or 3 and 10 and 12. Then you start. Or you can do all. And the cool thing is that you'll have 65, and you can continue to, I'm following this, you can continue to rack up the points and see how far and how well you do every time that you do this. Yeah? Okay. Let's go back. Cursive writing. Now, cursive writing is, if you didn't know, there's a couple things. There's a number of things that it actually does. Especially if you're not proficient, if you're not good at it, it helps you work with your hand-eye coordination. It also helps with your dexterity with your fingers, learning how to do fine motor movements. And even if you are good at it, it it works your brain because you're constantly thinking what the next letter is. Let's go back to Edmodo. You're constantly thinking what the next letter is. So for the, quick, brown fox, like you're not getting your pen off of the page. You have to know what the U and then the I, the C, K, B, R, O, W, N, like all the next letters. You have to, in your brain, know how to sort of move your fingers already. So that helps too. And since we're on here, what else are you supposed to be doing? Oh, and typing. Of course, typing is muscle memory, and very few of you know how to do touch typing right now. So it'd be great that if all of you can get to this point, that would be fantastic. Okay. Let's see. Question of the day. It's not meant to be difficult. Some of you are saying, "Oh, Mr. Nicanor, it's too easy." It's yeah, it can be easy, but it's just a good way just to get some math in the morning. Or I'm gonna put some quizzes on there sometime soon. You know, simple quizzes, some language stuff. So the question of the day, not meant to be hard. It's meant to exercise past concepts. So it's a base of what you all should know, and it's to exercise your brain into remembering how you're supposed to do certain things. So not meant to be difficult, just it's a good exercise, almost like a stretch. Independent reading. So many of you have told me the books that you have already. 20, 30 minutes, up to you if you want to do 40 minutes of reading to self or listening to reading. I also wanted to familiarize yourselves with small groups. So small groups are on the side, depending on where you are. Yeah, I've got a lot of small groups here. So these are my small groups. As a teacher, I want to check in with all of you at least once a week. And for the most part, many of you have checked in, so it's great. And it's a nice personal touch because I don't have these conversations with you anymore. And going onto a general post doesn't cut it for me. I want to make sure that I'm meeting your needs and you can let me know. Now, how do small groups differ from messages? Well, messages, I rarely use this, but instead of people emailing me, they message me with certain questions. And sometimes I'll just say, why don't you post it? Because it's someone someone else can answer. But these are direct, Mr. Nicanor. I've got questions that I need answered, not regarding work, but maybe about something else. People have messaged me, I'm not going to be available during this time because I've got a dental appointment. Well, that was months ago. Can you imagine like having your mouth sort of open during this time? Anyways, yeah, these are more, how are you doing? How are you doing personally? How are you doing with school? How are you dealing with everything and coping with everything? That's for my check-in, okay? So that's what we've been doing, and learning how to submit assignments. Edmodo is what we are using now. On my end, I have what's due, and I'm not sure if you have it on your end. So right now you've got the photo journal and the what have you learned. Yes, so if we learn how to submit assignments through Edmodo, that would be fantastic. And now let's move on to what is next. Technology. I'm going to start introducing some new apps, which will help us learn and move us forward. So this will be coming next week, hopefully, and it'll allow us to hopefully video chat so I can see all your beautiful smiles. I will try not to smile and contain my excitement. I've told many of you that I'm just giddy with excitement to see all of you once again, and I would be very, very sad not to see Division 3 in person should this year end off like this. So technology, and not just video chatting, it's going to be a way that we can move math and probably some writing. I'll introduce some ways that we can do our projects as well through technology, so that'll be coming. Math. We're going to be starting math today for the 7s. Tomorrow for the 6s, I'm going to give you a heads up. And I've got, Mr. Nicanor, I'm always trying to rework the math program. It's going to be cray-cray, especially for you 7s. I'm going to give you, actually, I'll leave that for Monday. Woo! Excitement. So Monday, 7s who are keen for math, I've got a special project that hopefully you would find some delight in. And it's going to challenge many of you 7s to step up. So I'm going to have that for Monday, but math will start today for the 7s. Writing. Oh, and by the way, math will be with me, now for the next foreseeable couple weeks. So math will be with me, but I'm taking Mr. Makura's whatever Mr. Makura is giving for his class. He's doing that through Microsoft Teams. We're doing ours through Edmodo. And we'll talk about Microsoft Teams next week, should we use it in the future. We'll see. Okay, writing. We'll get to some writing in the future as well, and then I just talked about projects, so that'll be coming. These especially will be coming in the next couple weeks. This will be coming today and next week. This will be coming next week as well. All right, so are there any questions? If there are, feel free to let me know in the post today. Make sure you go into your, I didn't put it. Go into your Edmodo post and make sure you like it. That's our attendance. So like the Edmodo post of the day. Okay. All right. It is 7:01. Many of you are falling asleep now. Okay. Anyways, chat soon. Have a fantastic day. Hope to see you soon. Bye, guys.